my 8th General Heathen video tonight, Heathen Values. We don't have a long list of prescriptions about what we should eat, how we should have sex, how many times we should worship the gods, none of that stuff. We do have the Havamal, which is a long rambling Eddic poem presented as the words of Odin, that apologizes in places for things Odin has done, talks about magic that he can do, repeatedly stresses that we should guard against fools, that we should always be wary, that we should get rest and be at our best because we don't know what will happen tomorrow, and that family and friends are valuable and that all people have worth. That's a good starting point, rambling though it is and occasionally contradictory and hard to interpret. Some people have tried to derive an equivalent to the 10 Commandments called the 9 Noble Virtues, or in an alternative form, the 12 Atheling Thews. But these are really training wheels, because our Lord does not provide us with a set of simple rules. Above all, I would say that the principles of heathen ethics boil down to honor, honesty, also known as forthrightness, keeping your word, loyalty, which requires revenge on occasions, and fairness. As Havamal says, even the blind and the lame are useful. Man is the delight of man. For a loaf of bread and a jug, I got myself a friend. The man who dies without sons is just a dead man. He won't even have a memorial. The Havamal also starts right out with, you walk into a hall and you don't know what you will find. Be wary. Never step out on the public street unarmed. You may be fair-minded and honorable, but others will not always be. There are fools everywhere also. Don't waste time with them. Don't be friends with your friend's enemy. Honor, rectitude, loyalty, keeping your word and being straightforward, and valuing others. Those are pretty good moral guidelines. I should also mention the value of family as family. To the ancient heathens, kin was very important. There was a special value in one's relations, even if they were fools and criminals. There was an obligation to stand by them, even if they got you into trouble. But there was also an obligation to try to stop them from doing so and from letting themselves and all of you down. Family comes before one's other neighbors. There is an exhortation in the Christian Bible to dump one's family and follow the cross. That's deeply alien to the ancient heathens' way of thinking. And we should think twice before we abandon our families. How can we honor our ancestors if we don't honor our parents? How can we have tribes and talk of being a tribal religion, form kindreds, and use the terminology of kinship, if we don't care about our brothers and our sisters and our cousins and our children? I once heard it said that our ancestors' purpose was simply and solely to prepare the way for us, and our way will be simply and solely to prepare the way for our descendants. That makes no sense either. Times change, challenges are different. One should not discount the wisdom of older people. But being older doesn't necessarily mean being wise, just as it doesn't necessarily mean being washed up. A person is a person. An ancestor and a child are both one's relatives. Common sense, probity, and honor. One doesn't drop someone after they are exhausted. One doesn't assume that they will drop you, but one is wary just in case they do.